Welcome to Sports Rap Radio. I am Eric Vincent.
I'm Tyree.
And we are here in the building with the one and only, the great Javin Hunter. Again, NFL great, NCAA standout receiver at Notre Dame, and Jaden Ivey's father, man. It's been a pleasure talking with you, man. It's been really cool getting to know you a little bit. We were just talking off mic about the Pistons and your son. I had a question that I really, because we're living in an age now where everything is just expected to happen right away. We're talking about the Pistons, and it's going to be a process. What do you think about, like, expectation of young players and people thinking, oh, he needs to be this now, or the team should be here? What do you think about, like, these kind of, like, fast food microwaved expectations on players' careers and how they respond to it?
It's just the world we live in, man, and it's unfortunate because a lot of these young guys, need time to develop. It just is what it is. They need time to develop. Not everybody's comes into the league ready to score 25 a game.
Right.
And, you know what I mean? And then also you got to get used to your team and used to your role in the league and get used to the regimen, the schedule. I mean, you come in, playing 30 games in college, and then you come in, you got to play 82, right? So it's an adjustment in the NBA and especially in the NFL. So just a physicality. But, it's an adjustment, but, obviously this is the world we live in, and we just have to adapt with it. Athletes have to adapt with it and, keep their eyes focused on what they have to do and not worry about the outside noise.
What was the emotion of – granted, we all saw Jaden get drafted 2022. Awesome moment.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really know how things were going to shake out after, like, the top 3 picks. And then it landed to a point where he even said, he's like, I would really love to be in Detroit. I got history here with my family, with my mom, my father, my grandfather. Like, it means a lot for me to be here. What did it mean and what did it feel to you guys as a family for that to actually become reality for him?
It was amazing. It was a dream come true.
Yeah.
We couldn't even fathom it working out the way it did. And honestly, we knew right before they picked Keegan, Jaden's agent called the table, and we knew. So we were just sitting there just waiting, for the picks to be called. And so, that's why you saw Jaden's head down, because he was just starting to get emotional because he knew
that was so great.
For the pick before that he's going to Detroit. And so when his name was called, all those emotions just came out, right? And so it was a dream come true, man. It was a blessing, when you think about, the time Jaden spent here with me, with his grandfather, with his grandmother, and all the work that he put in the backyard in Orchard Lake, and working out and going to camps and stuff here in Detroit. And so it was just a dream come true. And so we're just going to continue to move forward and still expecting great things here in Detroit.
Now, off air, you was talking about talking about the new front office. Can you reiterate to the people how you feel about the new front office coming in?
I'm ecstatic. Trajan Langdon, obviously played with a former teammate of mine, Shane Battier. They have a strong, obviously, basketball background coming from Duke. And so, I love the team he's put together, man. I think they have no flaws, right? You've got guys that, have performed very well in the NBA already. I've had strong records. And I love J.B. Bickerstaff. Obviously, he's worked with some dynamic guards and got them to coexist together. He's had some success in the league already, some great success. Has some playoff teams. And so, I'm very, very excited.
I'm going to go off your excitement because I'm not excited about Tobias. So, we've been saying that.
What's wrong with
man?
No, you've been saying that. I'm cool with Tobias. I think it's a good signing.
That's why I said I'm going to go off his excitement because I'm not cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I got, I did have to get some energy. I'm not feeling it. But now I'm starting to feel it just a little bit, man. Just a little bit. My energy level went up just 1 point.
Just a tick. I see that. As Jaden's father, because for me as an athlete, granted, I'm not a pro, obviously, but when I came up in Little League, my dad was always my coach. He was always in my ear, and he was always the biggest critic in my ear, and I loved it, and it did. I had to adjust to it for a while. But as Jaden's father and someone who's played in the league and has experience, what is it like trying to balance that out of, okay, I want him to be great, he's going to have to learn on his own, but I also want to be dad and help when I can. What's it like balancing that out?
It's hard actually because I'm trying to balance it out, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be too hard on him, and I know he's obviously figuring this stuff out himself. But I still have to be a dad, and I still give him my points of views. here and there, and he I think he listens here and there. But obviously he's got to do his own thing and formulate his own path, which he's doing, and I think he's doing well. And so, Jaden's going to prepare himself any way he can to see success, and I'm looking forward to what he does moving forward.
How you feel about Cade Cunningham? I think they're gonna be amazing backcourt. When they picked up Ivy, I was like, yo, listen, this is the Joe Dumars Isaiah tandem I see. You know what I'm saying? Because with Cade, he can do so many things, and then you got Ivy, that's an amazing scorer. What do you see in the future for them as a backcourt?
I see them fitting well together. Like I said, Coach Bickerstaff has worked with some great guards and got them to coexist together and share the ball and work well together. And I love Cade. Cade's a very unselfish player, big guard. Who can guard Cade in the post? Right?
Nobody.
At his size, playing point guard. So, and I think Coach Bickerstaff is going to, find those little loopholes in the game.
And I think that's something we didn't touch on. The fact, like you said, with Bickerstaff, how he is amazing coach with the guards and running his offense. We didn't touch on that, and I think I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Absolutely.
So you just talked about Jaden's reaction when he got drafted. And in Detroit, that emotion matters to us because in this community, where these teams, everyone says, oh, nobody wants to come here. Nobody wants to be here. So we see Cade get buffed up, and he talked about wanting to be in Detroit. We see Ivy's emotions, when he's crying on camera and whatnot. What does it mean to them to, again, it's one thing to be great, but having the responsibility to kind of revive a franchise and kind of revive a sports community, what does that mean to them, if anything?
Oh, a great deal. I mean, they're both young guys, and, you've heard them say it, they want to put on for the city.
Mm-hmm.
Jaden, like I said, being almost from Detroit. I mean, all Jaden knows is South Bend, Indiana, and Detroit, Michigan, right? So he wants to put on for Detroit. He's going to work hard to do that. I know him and Cade have worked together during the off season, so I'm looking forward to seeing them together, man. This is a year where you can get them on the court together more, right? I think obviously Cade was hurt the year before, so,
right? Jaden's rookie year.
Yeah, so they haven't had a full year together,
right?
So this is the opportunity with a new coach to get together and do their thing, man. So I'm looking forward to it.
Javin Hunter here, chopping it up with us here on Sports Rap Radio. Let's keep talking about Cade and Jaden a little bit, even with the young core as a whole. How important is that, off-court chemistry to the on-court chemistry? We've seen, I remember, videos of Cade when he was a rookie going to concerts with some of the young guys and, talking, going to events together. I think even Jaden and Asar have done little appearances together. Mm-hmm. How important is that in building chemistry for a young team like this?
I think it's very important. I think you need to build that chemistry with your teammates. And whether you do it, outside of work, or in the building, it doesn't matter. But I think it's important to build that chemistry and get along with your guys, spend time with them, get to know their wants and likes and things of that nature. And it'll all translate on the court. Right. So it's definitely important for them to get together and spend some time together.
I need your help with something real quick. You liked the post I had on Instagram a couple days ago, and then I put up on Twitter Cade Cunningham at the Dallas Cowboys pregame or their little offseason thing they was working on. I said I was kidding, obviously. I'm like, nope, Cade gotta go. If you can make a pitch to help me right now to get Cade Cunningham away from the Cowboys and into the Lions fan base, what would you say? How can we make that happen? It's got to be something we got to do. We can't allow that.
Dallas people don't switch up. Dallas people don't switch up.
I know. It's got to be something, bro.
Yeah, LeBron is. It's tough, man.
God, well, LeBron be all over the place.
And he's from Texas. So.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't care about Cade being a Cowboys fan. Just don't wear them shorts here, all right?
He might. He be talking trash. I saw him backstage during some games. He loves ranting off about the Cowboys, man. We got to get him away from there somehow, some way. But it's all good, though, man. Listen, we appreciate what he's brought to this team. Again, I'm very high on what this young core can do, and I think that backcourt is going to be a huge focal point of it. Jalen Duren's another huge piece. Kind of talk about what you've seen from him and what you think he can bring to the Pistons moving forward.
Oh, man, JD's a freak of nature, man. A young kid that can run, jump, post up. He can block shots. He can rebound. I think he's gonna become more effective on the defensive end. Obviously, he's a young player, so he's still learning. The last couple of years, but he's a dynamic player, man. You see how athletic he is, and so he's gonna bring a lot to the table in the next few years.
I think so. And again, JB Bickerstaff, I think, is that X factor to bring all that together.
Absolutely.
All these guys work so hard, and it seems like they really want to focus in on bringing out that